not normally on this side of the camera, so if you can't tell, I'm incredibly uncomfortable. But Sam Kelly over at Sam Plans did a really cool planner Q&A video. And I see these going around on Instagram and YouTube all the time, and normally somebody will do the video and they'll tag a friend and they'll say, hey, answer these questions about yourself. And Sam, instead of tagging people, she just invited everybody in the planner community to do their own planner Q&A video. And I thought that was so cool. And so I am going to do my planner Q&A video, and I'm going to follow Sam's lead and invite all of you guys to do a planner Q&A video. If you do the planner Q&A video, I'm going to leave the questions down in the description box below, and tag me either on Instagram or here on YouTube. Leave me a comment. Let me know that you guys did your own video, and I will go link your video down below as well so that everybody can learn a little bit about each other and get to know our planner community a little bit more. So, all right, so I'm just going to jump right into these questions. There's a spider hanging from my desk over here. Oh, it's floating towards me. Stop. Go away. Okay, sorry. All right, I just got bangs again a couple of months ago after I had them all through my emo scene kid days in high school and college, and then I grew them out, and I just got them again a couple of weeks ago, so I'm going to try not to touch my face, but they are... I'm trying to get used to having them again. I've been seeing the meme going around that says, while we're all in, quarantine, lockdown, to not cut your bangs, but you can totally cut your bangs and it's gonna look fine. I've cut my own bangs for years and years and years, and you can totally pull off bangs. So if you want to cut your bangs, cut your bangs. Why not? You'll have plenty of time to grow it out by the time we're out of lockdown anyway. So, all right. Question number 1, tell us about yourself as much or as little as you would like. My name is Jess. I am 32. I'm going to be 33 next month. I'm from Seattle. Well, technically I'm from a city called Issaquah in Washington. I went to Washington State University. Go Cougs. And I graduated with a bachelor's in zoology, because my dream was to work with animals. I spent 10 years in the animal field as a professional animal trainer, mostly with exotic animals. I did spend about a year training dogs, mostly service dogs. But I've worked at the San Diego Zoo. I worked at a company that we did a show at the San Diego Zoo. And then I spent the last 4 years of my career at SeaWorld in San Diego, which was my dream ever since I was a little kid. So, after I met my now husband, while I was working at SeaWorld, I started working on my master's in education, and I finished that a couple of years ago. I spent a little bit of time teaching pre-K, but with being a military family, we move around a lot, and it's hard and expensive to keep up your teaching certifications as you move from state to state. So I haven't done any teaching since we've been out here in Virginia. I have an Etsy shop, I have my YouTube channel, and then I do some part-time social media work for my dad's company. So I always have something kind of random going on to keep me busy, keep me working. So it's something that I can take with me wherever we move, because we never know where we're going to go to next. I met my husband in 2013 at a bar. We both happened to be at the same bar at the same time, and the funny thing is neither of us were supposed to be there that night. It was just kind of serendipitous and, in my opinion, fate. I just saw a really handsome guy playing pool across the bar, and I was staring at him, and he just so happened to look up and catch me staring at him, and I did want to those deer in headlights things where I was like, God, please, the ground open up and swallow me, because I'm so embarrassed. And he just started laughing, and he came over and talked to me, and then we spent the next couple of hours talking about movies, went on our first date the very next day, and we've been together ever since. So we met in 2013. He deployed his first deployment about 6 months later in 2014. Then he came back, and 9 months later, we got engaged in 2015, married in 2016. 2017, we moved, his ship moved up to Everett, Washington, which is about 45 minutes north of Seattle. We spent about 18 months in Seattle, Everett. And then about July of 2018, we moved to Virginia, and we've been stationed here in Virginia ever since. We just found out that my husband is going to be commissioning as an officer next May, which I'm super excited and proud of him for, but that means another move. So we will be heading out of here next year, I think next summer. No idea where we're going to go to next. Japan is actually one of the locations that may be on the list. So my sister for my birthday got me the unlimited Rosetta Stones, which is any language for the lifetime of the user. So I have started learning Japanese, and this is my hiragana chart that I printed off, and I stayed up really late last night making the world's tiniest hiragana flashcards. So yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool if we end up in Japan. I'd be totally down with that. Let's see. I have 2 dogs and a cat. Ruby is my first dog. She's 10 years old. She's a little Jack Russell Chihuahua mix. I'll put a picture of her in here. She is actually who my shop and my Instagram handle is named after, Ruby Doobies. She's my little furry love of my life. And then our puppy, I call him a puppy. He's almost 2 now. His name is Rex, and he is an English Springer Spaniel. And then we have a kitty cat named Sawyer. And that's our little happy fur family. And then I have about 35 plants. So I just got this. I have to show you guys this beautiful plant. Look at this, isn't that pretty? The Maranta prayer plant. This plant obsession came out of nowhere like 8 months ago, and now I have way more plants. Like, if we move to Japan, what am I going to do with all these plants? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it about me. Animal trainer. I love animals. I love plants. I love my husband. I love Seattle. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so question number 2, how did you come across the online planner community? I've as far back as I can remember, I've always been planning, a planner fan, paper, pencils, loved all that stuff. My favorite part of the school year was getting new notebooks and new pens and things like that. And then I always loved getting the planners that like our schools gave to us. I really started getting into the like fancy, decorative, planner, like planning as a hobby kind of community, probably in like 2014, right about the time my now then boyfriend, now husband, was getting ready to deploy, because at the time I was working full time. I was getting my master's degree. I was, his schedule was crazy. My work schedule changed all the time because I traveled with SeaWorld. I've been on, Good Morning America and the Today Show and all kinds of stuff with animals. And so between my schedule, my school schedule, and his crazy schedule, his deployments, his underways where they go out to sea for weeks at a time, his duty days where they have to spend 24 hours at a time on the ship, it was just a lot to try to keep track of. And so I think that's when I came across like Traveler's Notebooks and the bullet journal system and Erin Condren, kind of all within the same couple of months. And I started my YouTube channel in 2013. And my first couple of videos were about making traveler's notebooks and how to use the bullet journaling system. So that's kind of when I got into that. And then I think I bought my first Erin Condren in 2014. And it's just been a journey ever since then. What is your current everyday carry or carries? So my system, even though what I'm using, the individual aspects of my system are constantly kind of changing, my system itself doesn't really change, and I'm working on a video about that coming up. But pretty much what I have with me is going to be, I've loved using my Filofax as a wallet, and I was using this as a wallet and bullet journal exclusively. I've moved a lot of my bullet journaling out of this and back into like a traditional bullet journal system, and I'll go into all this into detail on my video, but this is my wallet, and then like permanent collections that I don't want to have to write over and over and over again year after year. So like health stuff, pet health stuff, all that stuff stays as a permanent collection in here because this will always be with me if I'm at the vet or the doctor. So wallet and like permanent collections. This is my like more standard bullet journal. So more fluid collections. That sounds really gross. More collections that don't necessarily need to be permanent, or like notes, information, research notes that I need to do for the like me and my sister run a Lyme disease support group on Facebook. So I write articles for them, and so I'm always doing research. So that kind of stuff goes in here. Project lists, things like that. That's my like my traditional bullet journal, and then I have to have a dated calendar of some kind. So I can't do the like draw your own calendar thing like most people do in bullet journals, or the like printables where you fill in your own dates. I could do that technically. Can't is a strong word. I don't prefer it. So really, I like to have a dated planner of some kind, and that's either going to be a Hobonichi Cousin, because it has the monthly and the weekly layout and the daily layout, or my beloved Erin Condren. I go back and forth between these two all the time. I do my daily journaling in the daily pages in here, and sometimes I just feel like being in the monthly and the weekly in there, but sometimes I prefer the monthly and the weekly of this too. So I go back and forth, and I've accepted it, and I can live with that, and it's fine. So a dated calendar planner of some kind, a traditional bullet journal notes type notebook, and then my Filofax wallet with my wallet and more permanent information in there. Question number 4. What is your favorite type of pen? Ballpoint, rollerball, gel, fountain pen, felt pen, fineliner. My overall favorite kind of pen is definitely a fountain pen. You can't use that in every situation though, because regular paper doesn't really play very well with fountain pens. So it depends on the situation. If I'm using like, sorry, my phone's going off. If I am like for my planner, I prefer a gel pen, but for like my everyday writing, I prefer a fountain pen, and I grabbed a couple of my favorite fountain pens to show you guys. This is my first fountain pen that I ever bought. This is a Parker Sonnet. I got this on Amazon. It has a beautiful gold nib, super smooth writer, and this is and it has a refillable cartridge inside, so I can fill it up with whatever ink I want. This pen like definitely got me started on my obsession. And then I also really love Lami's. This is not the Safari. These are the All Stars. Yeah, they're the metallic body, but Lamy makes plastic and also metallic pens. I love Lami's because they're super reliable. They have that sturdy German engineering, and the nibs are interchangeable. So you can get multiple sizes and colors of nibs. Right now I have fine nibs on both of these, but if you can see, the lighting's not, oh, there we go. So I don't know if you can see or not, but this one is like a black charcoal nib, and this one is the silver nib. But you just pop the nib right off, and you can change the size, you can change the color. That's definitely something that's unique to Lamy, because not every fountain pen has such easily interchangeable nibs. Sometimes if you want to change the nib, you run the risk of damaging the pen. So I love that about Lamy's. Then I've always wanted a TWSBI. TWSBIs are known for their huge ink capacity, so this entire thing is filled up with ink. So this is a great pen for traveling, and they're super affordable. This pen was like $35, and this is their rose gold edition. So absolutely beautiful rose gold nib on here, rose gold accents on the outside. I don't want to take this pen outside of the house, and so I originally bought it with the intention of it being a traveling pen with me, but I'm going to go buy just like a regular white or clear TWSBI version that I wouldn't mind if I brought it out of the house and dropped it. I'm not going to lose my mind. I bought this like right at midnight when they first released them. They posted on Instagram, and I think I had my purchase made within 5 minutes. So they've been sold out on Goulet and Jet pens, I think. So I don't know if it's limited edition or what, or if they're just waiting for more supplies to come in, but it's too pretty to leave the house and potentially get dropped. So this is going to stay at home, but I love the TWSBI because of the ink carrying capacity. Question number 5, what is your most used pen, and if applicable, ink? 2 honorable mentions. Okay, so I can also give 2 honorable mentions. Okay, so my most used pen is actually going to be this Uni Style Fit multi-pen. This is a great little pen. It works wonderfully in the Hobonichi with the Hobonichi paper, which can be slightly temperamental. And I've actually also been using it in my Erin Condren, but it's a multi-pen that you get to pick the refills for. So I think I have a gel pen in here. I have 2 types of ballpoint and a mechanical pencil insert. So normally I'm a gel pen girl. Gel pens do not play well with fine liners, and so I do have a couple of ballpoints in here. So if I want to write something in my Hobonichi and immediately highlight it, I will use the ballpoint. Uni pens, their gel is waterproof, but it takes about 24 hours for it to become waterproof. So if I'm being impatient, I'll use the Ballpoint. And their Ballpoint ink is also specially formulated to be really, really pigmented and really smooth. So it almost feels like you're writing with a gel pen. So these two are most used for my planner. My fountain pen that I most use probably is going to be this rose gold Lamy. The Uni-Style Fit comes in all kinds of fun, like, pen bodies. If you can see, this is my Donald Duck body. I also have a really cute Winnie the Pooh. I have another Donald Duck. I have another one, Disney one with Mickey and Minnie heads all over it. And I just ordered one on Etsy that has a little mermaid on it. So they do make just like standard, color bodies for these, but the Disney ones were just too cute. So some of my favorite inks are going to be, so in my TWSBI, I have my favorite ink is my favorite ink brand is definitely Noodlers, and then this Noodlers Sequoia Green. I don't know, this is showing up as backwards in my camera feed, but this says Sequoia Green. The Noodlers Sequoia Green is my favorite color from Noodlers. It's a beautiful, like, dark, earthy, like, pine tree green. But my Lamies are currently inked up with the green one is inked up with diamine graphite, which is a gray color. And then the rose gold is inked up with the diamine graphite, and the green one is inked up with Monteverde Yosemite green. So I get a lot of my ink samples from Goulet pens. I just finished swatching all of my ink samples on here. There's like 100. I prefer buying ink samples because I've had this bottle of ink for like 3 years, and I've only used maybe that much in it, and I like to change up the inks all the time. So I love that the ink samples, you can get 2, maybe 3 uses out of this, and then if you want to buy a bottle of it, you can. So like my next bottle purchase is definitely going to be the J. Herbin Emerald of Chivor, which is this beautiful, like, it's not showing up as green as it is. It's really is a turquoisey color, but I don't know. Can you guys see that like gold shimmer on there? This is the most beautiful ink color. I love it so much. So that's probably going to be my next bottled ink purchase. What are your favorite planner accessories? Washi tape, watercolors, stickers, stencils, etc. I'm a pretty minimal planner. I occasionally will use washi tape, but I like functional stuff more. I prefer, like, inside my Hobonichi, I have a couple of their stencils, which these are fun to use. Mostly stickers. All of my stickers are going to be functional stickers, which that's pretty much what I carry in my shop. I have some decorative stickers in my shop, but I mostly focus on useful functional stickers. So like these little anchors denote my husband's duty days. I have lots of like labels and things like that, and like the little tiny dots, and it's I don't do the like no white space planning. It's all functional type planners like this, or functional type stickers. This is like a little credit card for bills due. This is a workout sticker. So definitely stickers, pens, stencils, pretty easy stuff. All right, so the next few questions are a little deeper, so I had to write the answers down. But question number 7 says, what have been your biggest challenges when it comes to planning? And for me, that is going to be, it's the same answer, but it has multiple meanings. So being okay with imperfection. When I mess up in my planner, I get really irritated. I hate using whiteout. And bullet journaling for me for a long time was no fun, because if I messed up, I was like, I just got to throw the whole notebook away because I ruined this one page. So it's actually been a really good exercise for me in learning to just be okay with imperfection. Just throw a sticker over it or put some whiteout over it and move on, or turn the page and move on. So being okay with imperfection when I make mistakes, and being okay with imperfection in my planner system as a whole. For a long time, I was on this like search for the elusive, checks all the boxes planner that doesn't exist. And so I kind of had to be okay with coming up with a system of multiple things that works together well for me. So I wanted a planner that was, personal size, but had the room of an Erin Condren, that had old interchangeable covers, but no coil, and it was dated, but also I had plenty of pages for bullet journaling, and that doesn't exist. And so I had to come up with, the wallet system, the actual bullet journal, and the planner working all together, and be okay with that and stop searching for this planner that doesn't exist. Question number 8, what do you do if you're in a planner funk? I changed the cover. For both of my planners that I switch back and forth in between, the Hobonichi has interchangeable covers. I have tons of Hobonichi covers, and I have so many Erin Condren interchangeable covers. So you snap these covers off and put a new cover on, and then the notebook just slides in and out of this cover, and you can get a new cover from that. That usually snaps me out of it if I just change the cover, and it makes it feel like a brand new planner. So what do your loved ones think of your planning hobby? Oh, they lovingly tease me about it. Like, it's a nerdy hobby, of course, but my husband has nerdy hobbies, and I do it for me. Like, it helps keep me organized and, out of my own head, and it helps me sleep at night, and it's fun. Like, I get to make YouTube videos. I have an Etsy shop. I get to create stuff. So even if people did give me grief for it, it wouldn't bother me at all. And besides, like, when they need information, they come to me because I am the keeper of all the information and the dates. So, question number 10, if you have taken any personality tests, what are your results? Hogwarts House, Myers-Briggs, Enneagram, etc. If not, how would you describe yourself? I happen to be obsessed with personality tests, so I have, of course, taken them. And my Hogwarts House is Slytherin. And I think the Slytherins get a bad rap because of the way they're portrayed in the book, and he who must not be named was also a Slytherin. But Slytherins are intelligent, they're cunning, they will get to their goal no matter what it takes, and they're incredibly loyal. So even though sometimes we get a bad rap, Slytherins are gonna be there for you. If you need something done, you want a Slytherin in your corner. My Myers-Briggs personality test is an INTJ, which is supposedly a very, very rare personality. I think only 2% of the world is an INTJ, and then only 0.8% are women. So as a woman, it's a very rare personality type, and they're often called the architect, the planner, the scientist, the researcher, and so it's a personality type that I'm incredibly analytical. I overanalyze everything. I over-research everything. If I'm working on something, I need to have plan A, B, C, and D, and then, backup plans for those. And I sometimes fall into the trap of analysis paralysis, where I want to start a project and I just spend hours and hours and days researching something before I just jump right into it. So we can come off cold and distant, but at the same time, like, I don't like inefficiency. And so for me, I want to do it right the first time. I don't like to just jump into stuff and then see what happens and then go back to the drawing board if it doesn't work. I don't like to do things more than once. So I want to figure out the most efficient way to do it for the very first time. So being a planner person, that personality type makes a lot of sense. So even though we can come off as cold and distant and really analytical, as an introvert, I have a very small group circle of friends and people that I care about and keep close to me. And those people that I do keep close to me, I am fiercely loyal to those people. I will do anything for the people that I love, and I will protect them at all costs. And then that kind of ties into my Enneagram, which I took my Enneagram test more recently and got a 5-wing 6, which 5 is investigative thinker and 6 is loyal guardian, which to me that makes perfect sense. I'm very analytical. I'm very research heavy person. I need to investigate something I don't take anything at face value. If somebody tells me something, I have to go do the research about it for myself. And then again, my small, close-knit group of people that I keep in my circle, I'm very, very loyal and very protective over. And then I'm an Aries, which we have a pretty fiery personality and we are very stubborn. So yes, my husband is an ISTP. So we're both I's, we're both T. And so the things that make us very, very different, I think complement each other. So he is a much more, he's more of an experimenter, like, let's just jump into this, let's just give this a shot and see what happens. And he doesn't do any of like the minutia, like detailed planning. He just starts projects, and it makes me crazy. And so like he's always very focused on the big picture. I'm always very focused on the details. And so even though we get on each other's nerves for that, sometimes it's kind of it's a really beneficial relationship because we can use our strengths to do stuff better together. At the time that these questions were written, many of us are practicing social distancing. In light of that, what shows or movies would you recommend? Well, I have a very dark sense of humor, and so naturally I've been watching all kinds of pandemic and zombie movies. We just watched World War Z, I Am Legend, the Romero classic zombie movies, and then I just watched Contagion, which I think that came out, don't quote me, but I think like 2011, and that was a really good movie. I don't think that I would have enjoyed it if I saw it when it first came out, because I would have been like, yeah, right, like whatever. But it's actually really relevant, and it's really relevant to our current situation, like creepily so, like creepy relevant. So if you guys have a chance, I think you can rent it on Amazon Prime. Really good movie. Had a big cast in it. A ton of people were in that movie. So yeah, Contagion, that was really good. Outlander, I got into Outlander like a year ago, and I'm reading the books as well. I just love that show. It's so good. And then lots of YouTube videos, obviously, planner videos, bullet journaling videos. I've also been watching, I'm going to link her down below. Her name is Rhea. She does like a lot of vlogging videos that are very like, sometimes some of them are like ASMR, some of them are just really kind of peaceful, nice videos. She lives in Japan, and so I've been watching a lot of videos about her life over there. I'll link her channel down below, but it's just kind of like, it's one of those just relaxing videos to watch, to zone out to. And then we have been watching the Marvel movies in chronological order. So not the order that they released, but the chronological order in the Marvel universe that they take place. I'll link the website where I got that order down below. So if you guys want to watch the Marvel movies in chronological order, you can watch them too. Okay, lightning round. Functional versus fancy. Definitely functional. If something is not functional, it's not going to be in my system. I'm not going to waste my time with something that's just there to look pretty. It has to be useful if it's going to be in rotation with me. Glue stick versus tape runner. Definitely tape runner. I mean, these things are so convenient. Glue sticks are messy and they take forever to dry. You put this down, it's already dry, it's sticky, it's ready to go. Tape runner, it's the way to go. Cover versus no cover. Definitely covered. Even my wallet setup can be an interchangeable cover. So I have to switch things up, or else my planning system falls apart completely because I get antsy in the same cover. So my Hobonichi changes cover, my Erin Condren changes cover. Definitely cover. Stamps versus watercolor. Even though I have a ton of Studio L2E stamps that I never use, but for some reason can't seem to get rid of, definitely watercolors. Actually, Sam Kelly is the reason I started getting into the hydrocolor watercolors. Look at how beautiful these are. I have an unboxing and swatch video coming of these, but these are so beautiful. They're like sparkly and glittery and like color shift changey. But Sam used these in her journal, and I was like, I need to get some of those. So love hydrocolor watercolors. And then for just regular watercoloring, I'm going to show off my beautiful Daniel Smith paints. I bought all of these paints individually. I think there's about 35 colors in here or so. I didn't buy a set. I started off with 6 colors: a warm and cool yellow, a warm and cool blue, and a warm and cool red, and then built the palette out from that. So this is a custom palette that I built. And then if I'm being really honest, all of these are also my watercolors. So this is a hanging shoe thing like that you'd put in your closet, and all of these are filled with my watercolors. So the top couple rows are all my Daniel Smith tubes, and then these down below are my Dr. P.H. Martin liquid watercolors. Those are dye-based, and so they're not light fast, and so I only use those if I'm messing around or if it's something that I'm going to scan. If I know that I'm giving away or selling an original, I use the Daniel Smith watercolors because those guys are light fast and permanent. So that's my true watercolor collection. And then the last question in the lightning round is stickers versus washi. I'm gonna go with stickers. Washi is fun, but it's just decorative, and sometimes it is fun to decorate. But if I have to pick one or the other, I'm going to pick something that is functional. And stickers can be decorative and functional. So I like things that have multiple uses. All right, I think that's it about me. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed getting to know me a little bit better. And I would love for you guys, like I said before, if you make a planner Q&A video, tag me either on Instagram or leave me a comment down below and let me know that you guys have a video up so I can go grab the link to your video and place it down below so that we can all get to know each other a little bit better. If you have any questions for me, leave them down below in the comments and I'll get back to you with an answer. Other than that, stay safe, stay inside, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.